Hey everybody, it's Ilya and I'm back with another motivational video. So I'm here at the park. I figured it's so beautifully brisk. I am going to, this is the Especialito. So I'm actually probably going to read all of them because well, you'll see why. But anyway, all right. I mean, the first one that I'm going to read, it's pretty on the money for today, and it just so happens that I was just organizing my desk and these motivational videos that I had that my beautiful mother cut out for me fell to the floor, and this is the first one that I picked up, and the first motivation that I read was like, oh man, I gotta do a video. It just motivated me to do a motivational video. So I'm gonna read it in Spanish and then I will translate. Cada descanso es una oportunidad para recargar tu energía y renovar tu motivación. So, every rest is an opportunity to recharge your energy and to renew your motivation. How about that? So today I have the day off. I took 3 work days off. So I basically have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. And it feels so good. And it's hard. I have to say it's hard because in my job, if you take some time off, there's a lot of extra work to do, to prepare for those days off, so that you're not dumping the work on somebody else, because it's only a 2-person team in my department that does this particular job. So both of us try to do that. When she's off, she works a week ahead of, like weeks ahead, or depending on how long you're going to be out for. So it was a lot of work, and I said to myself, ooh, it's cold. And I said to myself, I just got to do it. I have time. I never take time off, and if I do, it's only 1 day or 2 days at the most, and it's just like I need at least 3 days, and the perfect 3 days would be with the weekends included, because it's just consecutive. So I just wanted to be able to go out, and I wanted to come here a lot earlier because I wanted to see the trees turning color, and now you don't. A lot of the trees have lost their leaves already, but they're on the ground, so that kind of looks nice. And I promised myself that I wouldn't do that this year. I promised myself I'd get out there, and it just didn't happen. And I can't beat myself up over it because it is what it is. I'm doing it now, and that's the point. And the rest is definitely a recharge to renew motivation. I mean, it's been hard to get motivation for so many reasons. So many things have been going on, or have gone on, or still going on. I still have this issue with the torn bicep, slightly torn bicep, but it feels, well, my tolerance for pain is super low now. I have a lot of chronic inflammation going on, and I've diagnosed myself because of the way I've been feeling. And I still don't have adequate health care in the sense of a good doctor. So I'm hoping that the one that I'm going to, Christmas Eve, I'm hoping the Christmas spirit just blesses this man so that he can listen and really help me, or at least direct me into the right path to heal. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked, I know. So when you rest, it's true, and I haven't done it in so long that I had forgotten what rest feels like what it does for you. But not just rest at home, that's just boring, and that's all I seem to do if I'm tired, or just doing something else, organizing my room, or catching up on personal emails, or whatever nonsense it is. It's kind of sort of nonsense, because getting out there in nature like I am now, I'm trying to look at you via this the camera lens of the phone, but it's kind of hard because it's really beautiful out here, and this crisp weather is just, it recharges me on a whole nother level. It's just I come alive. I feel awake. I mean, I may look tired, and let me tell you, I did feel tired before I came here. And, I just got the baggies under my eyes. My skin's a little different because that's life right now. But I don't feel it being here. I don't feel tired. I feel great. I feel energized. And, it brings clarity of mind, when you do take the time to rest. Because, yeah, you can do things that you'd like to do, like read a book, catch up on your studies. If you're studying, like I'm trying to finish yoga, even though I'm not practicing it, trying to finish, the anatomy course again, and some other things, classes that I had bought and paid for a while ago now, to just kind of instruct myself a little bit more, like get more knowledge on the human body and exercises to heal. Obviously that's, everything's at a standstill, but when you rest, sometimes you get that clear head where it's like, oh, this is not what I should be doing. It can be with your job, it can be with a relationship, or, in your health even. And that's what it is in my case. I know that this is not where I want to be health-wise. Like, I'm already looking forward to the next step of healing so that I can get back to yoga and trying to reorganize myself. Okay, like take a step back, and I can't do that if I'm working. I can't do that if I'm focusing on something else. I can do that when I'm actually here in nature, to just listen to the wind, embrace the silence. And sometimes in the silence, that's where you find the answers. Being in silence at home is really, for me, it's not the same. I work there. There's so many distractions, like work, the beep of the email, right then. In that instant, I'm taken out of whatever I'm doing, and it's like, okay, what next? What now? What do I need to do? It's just not healthy, and that's just unfortunately how my mind is programmed. So, during the holidays, it's a little bit easier because I have the Christmas music in the background. And, even during the other times of the year, I'll have some music, but sometimes I've gotten to the point where it's hard for me to focus. If I'm doing something else, I need absolute quiet, and that's definitely not the quiet that I want. That's not the silence that I want, because it's just, my brain is going a mile a minute, thinking about, okay, I have to finish this, and looking for, the future weeks. And at work, that's what I do. It's trying to prepare, trying to reorganize things, and it's become, that's all I know. So it's hard for me to remember things now, but it's also hard for me to focus. So being here in nature, where there's just nothing but the trees and the brisk cold air, it's just, wow, what better way to recharge my batteries than to do that. And it's been so long that I have done that, like I mentioned, that it feels really good, and I deserve it. And that's why I took these days off. I finally said to myself, I need to do this for me. Forget that I have to work a little bit extra to get stuff prepared. I need this. I want this. So I did this, and I'm here, and I'm happy. And the rest of these motivations is all about resting. And that's what we all need to do. You don't have to plan how you're going to rest, but just find a way where that, okay, you're going to chill out with a good book. You're going to go for a stroll in the park. Rest can also mean, hanging out with your friends. Maybe you just want to go to the movies and relax, if that's something that you rarely do. But we need to take a step back from the responsibilities of life, the worries of life, whatever it is, health, financial, physical, which is health, but there's just so many obstacles, worries, and things that as an adult you have to deal with, that taking that extra day, taking that extra hour to really focus on you and what you want to do, it's just necessary. And a lot of us really don't do that. I'm probably repeating myself, but let me read the rest of these to you too, because this is, like I said, this is all about relaxation, resting, that I thought was pretty good. So the second one is, tómate un tiempo para ti. El descanso te prepara para alcanzar. Oh, there's a birdie. El descanso te prepara para alcanzar tus mayores metas. So take the time for yourself to rest, to prepare so you can reach your goals. Metas, I believe, is goals, if I'm remembering correctly. So, yeah, you do need to rest sometimes. You know, like let's say you're striving, you already have a goal in mind and you're working towards it. Sometimes you run out of steam because you're just go, go, go. And you need to take that step back to rest, to recharge, re-energize so that you can continue on to that path. And then you'll reach your goals easier, and it'll feel better when you do. That is what I'm getting from this. The next one is la felicidad también se construye con momentos de conexión y disfrute personal. So happiness can also be in the moments and connection with yourself. I know I'm loosely translating that one, but that's really, it's true when you connect with yourself. Sometimes we, like I said, responsibilities of life, but also when you're taking care of others, you know, like you can be a caregiver, you can be a mom, you can be a dad, you know, a teacher. You're always taking care of other people. When my dad had Alzheimer's, there was a lot of like sharing the responsibilities, although I'm doing a video, Birdie. I'll show you the birdie. Where's the birdie? Hi, Birdie. Okay. Just taking a little rest. You need to rest. Yes, I know. You need to rest. That's what I'm doing now. Kind of talking about it. Yeah, when you connect with yourself, it's super important to connect with yourself. When you're, instead of focusing on constantly other people, because then you lose, sometimes you lose what you want to do. Sometimes you lose yourself in doing all of that. I know you're looking at me, but that's okay. As long as she doesn't like fly in my direction. That happened once, but not to me, my friend. We were having hot chocolate at Bryant Park and we were having donuts too, and it was a small birdie though, and it flew right at her. We were like, attack of the birds. It was hysterical. But anyway, moving on to the next one, and there she goes. She probably heard me. She got offended. Okay, the next one is invertir en experiencias de descanso es invertir en tu bienestar mental y físico. Investing in experiences, moments of rest, and investing in your health, good health, and physical health is important. And that's just what I'm talking about. It's super important, and it's something that so many of us forget. I forget all the dang time. The guilt of resting. You know, like a lot of us feel that guilt. I feel it all the time. And I really shouldn't. You know, when I was in college, the senior year was an eye-opener because I wasn't exposed to a lot of different things. And that was in the sense of, I went to Bonita Springs, Florida, and you know, I only went, it was a trip that the school had for campus ministries, and that was to do ministry work. So I was curious about it, but my main reason for going was to get away. I didn't give a rat's patootie about anything else at the time. Then when I get there and I realized, you know, all the work we had to do, I was like, oh wow, okay. I was open to it. You know, I was there. I wasn't going to say no to it. But it opened my eyes, because it's like, wow, there's so many other people that are going through these kinds of struggles. Oh my gosh, they live how? They don't have the means for this and that. They don't have this and that. Holy cow, they're the migrant workers there at the time, you know, like we helped pick buckets of tomatoes, and you know, they have experience, so for them it was like you know, it was really quick, whereas we were taking an obscene amount of time to pick each tomato, put them in the bucket, and that was heavy. But I was able to do it. For the grace of God, I was able to do it, and it was 50 cents for each bucket. 50 cents. And you have whatever buckets at the end of the day, that's how much they pay you. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? First of all, it gave me a new perspective on you know, oh, holy cow, like this is where our tomatoes come from. You know, not, obviously we know where they come from. They're planted on the ground and stuff, but who picks them? Not you, not me. So that gave me a different perspective. I had a different outlook after that. I was a little bit more appreciative. And I always say the same thing. I miss the campus ministry's work because it felt really good doing it. It really did open your eyes to the struggles that other people are facing, not just watching it on the news or on social media, but experiencing it and seeing it with your own eyes is on a whole nother level. It makes you appreciate what you do have and makes you want to work towards helping others. And that's something I've always wanted to do, and at this, you know, stage of the game, I don't really know how or places to really do that. You know, that's why during the pandemic, when they had all these races, and I had some of the money to register for these races for charity that they had online. That's why I did them, because I was like, okay, in a small little way, I'm helping somebody else, you know, during these tough times, different charities that they had. And it felt really good to do that. You know, now volunteering my time is a little different, because, you know, having to go out is a little harder for me with my stomach issues, and, you know, you have to have people who are reliable to do these things. But, you know, I think that the perspective was different. It's still different now. You know, I try to do different things in order to, like, oh wow, this is really good. Like going to a museum, it's like, oh, it's a small travel, like, you know, it's the train right away, so it's not a big travel, but it's something where when you go to a museum and you see different things, you're like, oh my god, really? Like, you know, if it's something, an ocean exhibit or something like that, which I love the ocean. So I remember they did have an exhibit, my brother and I went to the Museum of Natural History, and it was like, it opened my eyes to something completely different, and I wanted to learn more about it, you know. So yeah, traveling does help you, depending on where you're traveling, depending on what the places you're visiting or what you're doing, you know. It can really open your minds and give you a new perspective on things, you know. So it's important to get out there, you know, focus on the good, focus on the small, focus on the rest, and then you can refocus on your life and your next steps. So this was very long-winded, a lot of things, and I don't know if I made sense, but I hope I did. And that's it for today, and I hope to come back again for another motivational video.